That 2 a.m. trip to the bathroom, that turns into another one at 4 a.m. That stream that's lost all its force. Behind this, there's a silent culprit. A hormone that acts like a switch, ordering your prostate to grow without stopping. Now, what if I told you that the #1 natural enemy of that hormone might be sitting in your kitchen right now? I'm talking about specific compounds that, according to serious scientific studies, have achieved something extraordinary, putting the brakes on the speed at which prostate cancer cells multiply. And no, that isn't an opinion. It's a line of research we are following very, very closely. Hello, I'm Dr. Uriel, and as a specialist in men's health, I know that these signals from your body aren't just an annoyance, they're a wake-up call. That's why, over the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you step by step through the science behind pomegranate juice, just as if you were right here in my office. You'll discover exactly what the hormone DHT is and why it's the master key to your prostate health. We'll analyze the hard evidence on whether this fruit can actually flip that switch off, and most importantly, I'll give you my clinical protocol to incorporate it into your life safely and effectively. For this to work, I need your commitment. Not to me, but to yourself. Go ahead and write this in the comments right now. Today, I'm taking control of my prostate health. Do it. That declaration is the first step of your transformation. Excellent. I see many of you have already taken that first step. Today, I'm taking control of my prostate health. Lock that phrase into your mind, because it's the start of everything. Now, to take control, we first have to know the adversary. And in this story, the hidden villain, the one pulling the strings behind the curtain, is called DHT, or dihydrotestosterone. Think of your testosterone as a powerful, dependable car. It does its job perfectly. But inside your body, there's a biological tuning shop. An enzyme called 5-alpha reductase. This enzyme's job is to take your testosterone and supercharge it into DHT. And DHT isn't just more powerful, it's up to 10 times more potent at binding to the receptors in your prostate. It's a true hormonal race car. In our youth, this superfuel is vital. But after 40, this tuning shop often goes haywire and starts working overtime. The result is an excess of DHT bombarding your prostate with one single, constant order. Grow, grow, grow. That uncontrolled growth is benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH, the very thing that's interrupting your sleep and weakening your stream. And what's more concerning is that this environment of constant growth and inflammation is the fertile ground that can aid the progression of malignant cells. So, the million-dollar question, the one science has been trying to answer for decades, is this. Is there a natural, safe way to turn down the volume on that hyperactive enzyme? Can we quiet down DHT production without unwanted side effects? This is where nature offers us a solution of extraordinary elegance. Enter the pomegranate. This fruit is a true biochemical treasure chest, incredibly rich in compounds called elagitannins. But here's the most fascinating part. The elagitannins are just the cargo. The real heroes of this story are activated by an ally that lives inside of you. I'm talking about your gut microbiome. When elagitannins reach your colon, your beneficial bacteria act like a high-tech lab. They take these compounds and transform them into the real power molecules. Elagic acid and, most importantly, molecules called urolithins. Understanding this chain of events is critical. The pomegranate gives you the raw material, but it's your healthy gut that manufactures the natural medicine. These urolithins are what have been shown in studies to have a dual effect. They are potently anti-inflammatory and antioxidant, exactly what a stressed prostate needs. If this level of understanding about how your body works is what drives you, if you want more than just superficial fixes, then make it official. Subscribe to the Wellness Insight right now and be sure to hit that notification bell. Every video we release isn't just information, it's a piece of the instruction manual for your own body. And my commitment is to give it to you as clearly as possible. Now, get ready. Because theory is one thing, but results in people like you and me are another. The key question is still hanging in the air. Can these urolithins actually put the brakes on the 5-alpha reductase enzyme in humans? The evidence is fascinating, but what one key study discovered about the effect of pomegranate juice on that number that keeps every man over 50 up at night, the famous prostate-specific antigen, or PSA? Well, friends, that changes the entire game. Just as I promised, let's dive into the evidence. And like any good investigation, we start in the lab, on the microscopic battlefield. Several in vitro studies, meaning in a petri dish, took pomegranate extracts rich in those urolithins and put them head-to-head with the 5-alpha reductase enzyme. What they observed was remarkable. These compounds acted like a key that, instead of turning the ignition, managed to jam the enzyme's lock. By physically blocking the active site, the production of potent DHT slowed down. This was the first major clue, the proof of concept that told us, there's something important here. But let's be honest. What happens in a lab is one thing. What really matters to us, what matters to you, is what happens inside the human body. And this is where the evidence takes a quantum leap. The most telling piece of data, the one that generates the most buzz at urology conferences, doesn't come from DHT directly, but from its most measurable consequence: the prostate-specific antigen, or PSA. Think of your PSA level as the speedometer for your prostate stress. When the prostate is irritated, inflamed, or growing abnormally, whether for benign or malignant reasons, it releases more PSA into the blood. A PSA level that's rising fast is a red flag that forces us to act. Now, look at this. A pioneering, highly respected study on men with recurring prostate cancer did something very simple. They gave the patients 8 ounces, 240 milliliters, of pomegranate juice per day, and they tracked their PSA over time. The results were astonishing. Before the study, the average time it took for these men's PSA to double was about 15 months. After incorporating pomegranate juice, that time stretched to 54 months. They went from just over a year to 4.5 years. It's as if they pulled the emergency brake on the disease's progression. It was a statistically significant slowdown. Now, I want to be crystal clear on this point. This does not mean pomegranate is a cure for cancer. Absolutely not. But it shows us, with solid human evidence, that the compounds in this fruit have a real, measurable biological effect on the prostate. It acts as a powerful co-pilot in a comprehensive medical treatment plan, creating an internal environment that is less favorable for the disease to advance. But the story doesn't end with DHT and PSA. We have to talk about the other great enemy: chronic inflammation. Imagine your prostate is a forest, and inflammation is a silent fire, smoldering slowly, day after day. That constant fire damages cells, promotes uncontrolled growth, and creates the fertile ground for major problems. Here, the antioxidants in pomegranates act like a team of molecular firefighters. They neutralize free radicals, the sparks that keep that fire going, helping to calm the prostate tissue and protect it from oxidative stress. Now, this is the part where science meets real life, your life. I know many of you have searched for solutions, done your own research, and tried things. So I want you to tell me, with total honesty, in the comments, what worries you most about your prostate health? Have you tried any other natural foods or remedies? There are no wrong answers. Let's be a community that learns together and shares its experiences. All right. We've seen the science, we've analyzed the evidence. Now, let's turn that knowledge into action. If you've decided, in consultation with your doctor, that you want to incorporate the power of pomegranate into your health strategy, it is absolutely crucial that you do it the right way. The devil is in the details. That's why I've designed what I call my 4-step clinical protocol. Follow it to the letter to ensure you're getting the therapeutic benefit and not just drinking sugar. Step 1. Quality is non-negotiable. This is the most critical point. Not all pomegranate juice is created equal. Most of what you see in the supermarket is, frankly, a liquid sugar bomb. Your mission is to find a therapeutic-grade product. Turn the bottle around. I want you to become a label detective. The ingredients list should have only one thing: Pomegranate juice. If you see nectar, juice beverage, added sugars, high fructose corn syrup, or a list of 5 different fruit concentrates, put it back on the shelf. Those are empty calories that will only feed inflammation. My clinical recommendation: always look for juice that is 100% pure and, if possible, cold-pressed. This extraction method preserves the highest amount of the delicate polyphenol and elagitannins that we're looking for. Step 2. The correct therapeutic dose. The science is clear on this. The studies that showed the most promising results, like the PSA slowdown, used a consistent dose. 8 ounces, which is about 240 milliliters, once a day. That's 1 standard glass. And here I want to bust a myth. More is not better. Drinking a quart a day won't speed up the results. It will just dramatically increase your intake of sugar, even if it's natural, and calories. The key to success isn't quantity, it's consistency. This isn't a sprint, it's about building a daily, lifelong habit. Step 3. Strategic timing. To maximize the absorption of these bioactive compounds, the ideal time to drink your juice is in the morning, on an empty stomach, about 20 to 30 minutes before your breakfast. This way, you avoid having other foods compete for absorption in your gut. Now, let's be realistic. Life happens, and perfect routines aren't always possible. If you forget, don't sweat it. The second best option is to simply have it with your breakfast. The most important thing is that you take it. The best time is the time that fits your life and allows you to be consistent. Step 4. The smart alternative, the whole fruit. Maybe you're not a juice person. Perfect. Nature gives us an even more complete option. The fruit itself. Eating the arils, the red seeds, of half a pomegranate a day gives you not only the polyphenol but also a crucial component the juice lacks. Fiber. That fiber is the favorite food of your gut microbiome, the very bacteria you need to convert elagitannins into those potent urolithins. Plus, fiber slows the absorption of the sugar, protecting you from glucose spikes. So, don't be afraid of the seeds. Chew them well. They're part of the therapeutic package. There you have it. A clear, science-based, and easy-to-follow protocol. Remember, this isn't a silver bullet. It's the construction of a protective shield for your prostate, a foundational pillar within an anti-inflammatory lifestyle that includes a healthy diet, regular exercise, and of course, your medical checkups. Now, please, stop what you're doing and listen to me with your full attention. As your doctor, even through this screen, this is the most important and solemn part of our conversation. I need you to understand a fundamental difference. Nutrition and foods like pomegranate are a powerful ally, but your primary care physician, the one who knows your complete history, is the general in command of your health strategy. And under no circumstances does an ally ever replace the general. That's why I want to establish 3 unbreakable golden rules. Golden rule number 1. Do not self-medicate or abandon your treatment. The information I've given you is to empower you, not for you to make medical decisions on your own. Never, and I want to be emphatic about this, never abandon or modify a treatment prescribed by your urologist or family doctor. Your current medications are designed for your specific condition. Stopping them can have very serious consequences. Golden rule number 2. The mandatory conversation with your doctor. Before you regularly add even a functional food like pomegranate juice to your routine, you have a responsibility to discuss it with your healthcare provider. This isn't a suggestion, it's a safety imperative, especially if you fall into one of these situations. If you have an existing diagnosis, whether it's BPH, prostatitis, or a prostate cancer diagnosis at any stage, if you take specific medications, pomegranate can interact with and alter the effects of certain drugs. The most important ones are blood pressure medications, like ACE inhibitors, blood thinners, like warfarin, statins for lowering cholesterol, any medication metabolized by the CYP3A4 enzyme in the liver. Your doctor knows what these are. If you have a scheduled surgery, You must inform the surgical team of everything you consume. Golden rule number 3. Medical technology is irreplaceable. And finally, I want this etched in stone. No juice, no seed, no diet can ever replace the diagnostic and monitoring tools that medical science has given us. Your regular prostate screenings, including the digital rectal exam, DRE, and the prostate-specific antigen, PSA, test, are not optional. They are the gold standard. They are your smoke detectors, capable of finding a problem long before it becomes a catastrophe. Ignoring them is the biggest risk you can possibly take. Your health is a partnership. A partnership between your daily habits and the expert guidance of your medical team. Use this information to have smarter, deeper conversations with your doctor. That is your most powerful tool. Today, we've taken a profound journey. You've gone from simply worrying about symptoms to clearly understanding the battlefield within. You've put a name and a face to the adversaries, runaway DHT and chronic inflammation, and most importantly, you've discovered that nature, backed by science, offers you a formidable ally. The pomegranate. This knowledge already puts you ahead of 99% of people. You are no longer in the dark. But let's be honest. Prostate health isn't built with a single brick, no matter how strong it is. Protecting your body is about building a fortress. The logical question you're probably asking right now is, Doctor, this is fascinating. So what's next? What else should I add to my arsenal? That question is the sign that you're ready to move beyond information and start a real transformation. Today marks the end of uncertainty and the beginning of your action plan. You've invested 20 minutes in understanding your body on a deep level, and that is, without a doubt, the most profitable investment you will ever make. But I want you to think about this. What we've built today is the cornerstone, the solid foundation of your fortress. But a building can't stand with a foundation alone. It needs walls, it needs a structure. The next video you need to see is the first wall we're going to build on top of this foundation. It's not a random recommendation. YouTube's algorithm is smart. It knows, based on what you've just learned, which piece of information will benefit you the most right now. The momentum you feel at this moment is your greatest asset. Don't waste it. Procrastination is the enemy of wellness. Your next chapter is waiting for you, right here. Click it. Keep building. I'll see you there in a moment.